Mitosis is a process by which a cell divides. A sequence of 4 phases by which it must divide. Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. Prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase. Hey, this is Mr. Peterson. This screencast, beginning rather ominously with a little tune about mitosis. So this screencast is about cell division. Here's a couple of cells in the middle of division. They're just kind of splitting apart. They're just about to engage in a process called cytokinesis, where 2 cells will split. 1 cell will split into 2, I should say. So here's a little movie of cells. Ooh, what are those things in the middle there? Yeah, those are chromosomes. So big in this story is going to be the business of chromosomes and what happens to them in cell division. So why do cells divide? Well, yeah, that's a fetus. You remember being a fetus? Those are good days, right? We started out as 1 cell, and pretty soon we divide and divide and divide and divide, and pretty soon 40 weeks later, thereabouts, out comes bouncing baby you. So growth. Here's a skink. 5-line skink. We have those in Minnesota. Not supposed to have them as far north as where I live right now, but we do. And what's with the skink? That's right, it's got the tail. It can replace itself. So that's kind of crazy. Regeneration. Reproduction. Here's a hydra. These are goofy little organisms that live in aquatic environments, and they reproduce one another by budding off of one another. Hydra are pretty cool. And then repair, right? You boogered your nose doing something, and a little bit of repair, right? So we replace that scab is the cells rebuilding and reconstructing that guy's nose. It's not me. I don't know who it is. It's some other guy. Anyway, so cells have what we call a cycle. So it's a cycle that happens over and over and over again. It's a cycle that happens over and over and over again. It's a cycle that happens, yeah, okay, you get it. And it's divided into different stages. So think about a cell cycle kind of like a clock. So like the time of day, what happens during different times. So the first part of the cell cycle, which happens right after a cell division. So a cell divides, it jumps into G1, which stands for gap. What's the gap? The gap between cell division. So here's where most cells spend their time. Okay, and it's a part of the cell cycle we call interphase. So it's in between the phases of reproduction. So cells grow, carry out their normal functions. The next phase, so the cells get some kind of message, and immediately the DNA, the genetic material necessary for the next couple of cells, is going to be synthesized. It's going to make copies of itself. So we call it the S phase for synthesis, DNA synthesis. In G2, it's kind of like the bags are getting packed. So the second gap phase is we have some additional growth. We're going to swell the cytoplasm up in preparation for the next cell division. Then finally, we jump into mitosis, which is the business of cell division. And mitosis is divided into 2 parts. We have, M phase. Mitosis is divided into the nuclear division, which is really mitosis. And then we have cytokinesis, which is the splitting of the cell. So mitosis has 4 phases. And cytokinesis is that one last part of cell division that actually creates 2 separate new entities, 2 separate new daughter cells, we'll call them. And mitosis is only going to happen if, supposedly, now this is regular, right? So regular cell division, only if the cell is undamaged and the DNA is ready to rock and roll. Sometimes cells get stuck in cell division. And we've studied that now with cancer. That's the business of the cell cycle clock getting stuck in the on position, pedal to the metal, and just going crazy with cell division. That creates lots and lots of abnormal cells, which can create a tumor or just an imbalance in cells in an organism.